bill. We had the law passed last year, passed by this body, and what happened is the local mayor decided not to follow the law.
Representative Hill, let's just.
Okay.
I want to set the tone early.
Yes,
let's
sir.
just talk to the bill and not bring personalities in, if you would, please.
Okay, we will not.
Boise Mayor Lauren McLean, who sat and listened to Representative Hill, took the opportunity to say it's clear what Representative Hill wants out of the flag bill.
And it's no secret that the bill in front of us here today, as already discussed, is designed to punish Boise and Boiseans for lawfully flying the pride flag.
The bill clarifies last year's bill by adding an enforcement mechanism, allowing governments to be fined up to $2,000 per day if a restricted flag is displayed. The bill also creates exemptions for certain foreign flags, including the Basque flag, which is often flown in Boise's Basque district. Representative Hill says it's about fairness.
Let's make it neutral. Let's focus on what unites us. And these ideological agenda and these other things do not. The American flag does, state flag. And notice in here, we only have two. If we had a third flag, what would we put up? Well, who would decide? What's appropriate?
Mayor McLean says the city attorneys have done their due diligence to make sure the city was in compliance with last year's law.
The flags that hang outside of City Hall today have been and remain in compliance with Idaho state law.
By a vote of 7-2, HB 561 now moves to the Senate floor for discussion.
If you want to apply for the Idaho Parental Choice Tax Credit, now is the time to act. As we reported, parents who choose to educate their children outside of the public school system could be eligible for up to $5,000 per student. That number jumps to $7,500 for students with disabilities. The $50 million program funded by taxpayers is first come, first served. The application window closes Sunday at midnight.
A bill that could change how short-term rentals are regulated in Idaho is now headed to Governor Brad Little's desk. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, and I spoke with residents about what House Bill 583 could mean for property rentals in their communities. Vacation rentals are a common sight in many parts of Idaho, from destination areas like McCall and Sun Valley to neighborhoods right here in Boise. In fact, in this 10-block radius near Camel's Back Park alone, there are at least a dozen listings on Airbnb. House Bill 583, now heading to the governor, would clarify state law, saying property owners have the right to rent their homes while still allowing local governments to regulate short-term rentals for public health and safety. Kathleen Slinger has lived in Boise's North End for more than 4 decades and says several homes on her block are vacation rentals.
I have a few around me, and I would say so far, so good.
But she says she does worry about what could happen if the number continues to grow. If signed into law, House Bill 583 will take effect later this year. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker for Idaho News 6.
In Burley, a special event was held on Friday morning, saluting everything ag.
I'm above Lucky Peak, and I've got the water outlook for this spring and summer.
Honoring Southern Idaho's farmers, ranchers, and dairymen. That's what the Mini-Cassia Chamber of Commerce Salute to Agriculture is all about. I'm your Mini-Cassia neighborhood reporter, Joey Martin, and I was at this special event on Friday morning in Burley as local and state officials showed up to salute agriculture.
Agriculture is what started the state, it's what's growing the state, and it's going to continue to grow.
Idaho Governor Brad Little met with ag industry leaders in Burley on Friday, where speakers including Lieutenant Governor Scott Bedke took the stage, addressing what Idaho has to offer for the next generation.
I think most of our blessings in this part of the state come from the agriculture. It's the glue that keeps our communities together over decades, and just kind of makes this a great place to live.
Beyond showing his admiration for Idaho farmers, the governor, who recently announced plans to run for re-election, doubled down on the need to invest in alternative post-grad education options, like the Idaho Launch Program and the effects it could have on Idaho high schoolers.
But it's just recently that we really put legs under it with our launch grants to where every single high school senior can have up to $8,000 available for starting their higher education, but really importantly in career technical.
I caught up with Governor Little after his speech and asked him what he feels is the biggest threat to agriculture in Idaho.
Right now it's prices and growth. We're victims of our own success. We produce more tons of sugar beet acre. We produce more tons of potatoes per acre. We produce more milk per cow. And so as we're victims of that success, we have to do a lot of things to open export markets, to come up with new, more efficient ways of agriculture.
For Salute to Agriculture, which started 3 years ago, having the highest state officials in Burley to honor the Minnecaja's strong ag roots means everything.
It just makes us feel great. They appreciate agriculture, and I've always appreciated that with the governor and lieutenant governor. Obviously, they appreciate it enough to come to Burley.
Reporting in Burley, I'm your neighborhood reporter, Joey Martin, Idaho News 6.
Saturday showers and windy conditions are expected to kick off the weekend, but very soon after, a high pressure ridge is going to bring in some warm temperatures, chances of 80 degrees. I've got the answer coming up.
Idaho Back Roads, brought to you by Treasure Valley Subaru.
Officials who manage the dams on the Boise River above the Treasure Valley expect the reservoirs to fill this spring. I'm your Idaho Backroads neighborhood reporter, Steve Denton. The Army Corps of Engineers tells us they'll start releasing water at the end of March as flood mitigation. Arrow Rock Reservoir is 92% full, while Lucky Peak is 62% full and increasing every day. Anderson Ranch sits at 70% capacity.
We're actually a little bit higher than we normally would be this time of year.
This winter rivals 1934 as the warmest winter on record, and while it has been a dismal snow year, most of Idaho has had an average winter in terms of precipitation, including the Boise River Basin. Back in January, we showed you how the rivers and creeks were uncharacteristically flowing higher than usual.
We're catching it. Yeah. So like all that water that's coming down, we're not releasing that right now.
The Bureau of Reclamation and the Army Corps of Engineers has tentatively set March 26th as the date they will begin releasing a small amount of water into the Boise River to make room for the remaining snow. It also helps that managers had a decent carryover from last year.
Really a hydraulics math game every year that they're looking at that.
Because the goal remains to prevent flooding while releasing water for irrigation needs, but also saving as much water as possible for next year. And they walk this fine line using technology, science, and weather forecasting.
They're looking at multiple snow tells throughout the mountains. They're looking at LiDAR imagery of how much snowpack. Every spring they do a flight to get eyes on those areas where they have snowpack, just to determine how much snow water equivalent they're going to have to manage just that.
I also attended the Idaho Department of Water Resources Water Outlook and learned the Boise Basin sits at less than 50% of normal for snowpack, and there are concerns on what a dry spring would mean, starting with the warm-up coming next week.
Because of those warm temperatures drying out the soils, there's probably going to be high irrigation demand beginning in April 1st when the water rights kick in. So it's going to be a tight water year in the Boise.
I'm your Idaho Backroads neighborhood reporter, Steve Dent, for Idaho News 6.
Now, Isaiah Sharp with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
And we will get to that warm up in just a couple of moments, but we got to start with what is most imminent, and that's the wind that's going to roll on in over this weekend. Take a look as we've got high wind warnings across the board, basically from Boise all the way to Rexburg. You get up into those mountains and wind advisories start to pop on in with higher winds expected to pass on through. Treasure Valley is going to be sitting at about 30 to 40 miles an hour. I'm expecting the Twin Falls area to potentially break into the 50s, and damaging winds are anywhere between 50 and 60 miles per hour beyond that, of course. So we are going to pay attention to tomorrow because we got some impressive wind and some impressive showers too. We're expecting some snow into those mountain ranges. This is when the initial system kind of arrives. It's around 6 a.m. So the morning time, Boise showers are on the way. Very soon after that, it's going to cascade on down, and there are chances of thunderstorm activity rolling on in for the Twin Falls region. That's going to be happening anywhere between 9 o'clock and about 3 o'clock or so. So I know that's a bit of a wide gap, but I do want to highlight that we are expecting some light thunderstorm activity to come on through. After that, the winds are really going to start to pick on up. So as soon as those showers end, that's when the winds are going to roll on in afterwards. And then clear skies expected moving into Saturday, but a dip in temperatures is going to come along with it. We're going to fall into the 40s. That's only going to last for so long, though. I mentioned that heat up, and so did David Hokema and Steve Dent. We've got some warmer conditions very soon after these showers pass on through into Saturday morning. The winds into the afternoon, and then a high pressure ridge builds on in. Sunday going into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, some really impressive temperatures. We're talking 60s by Monday, 70s by Tuesday, and we could see the first 80-degree day of 2026 moving into Wednesday, and then it kind of just stagnates after that with 3 days potentially on the way of 80-degree skies expected for Twin Falls. Honestly, for southern Idaho, it's going to be impressive to see some of the temperatures on the way. After that, it doesn't cool down. Warmer than normal conditions across the western United States. March 19th through the 23rd. The first day of spring is on March 20th, so we got a hot start to the spring, and then drier conditions also a part of that too. Luckily, Steve Dent mentioned a few moments ago that some of the basins are sitting fairly nice right now, but the snowpack has been terrible. So this is not exactly what I want to see when it comes to conditions, because we need a little bit of a wet start to help us out to catch up with some of the drier conditions that are going to be on the way for the summertime. And if we don't catch up in the spring, that's a bit of a concern when it comes to wildfire season potentially around the corner. We'll chat about that when the wildfire season arrives. Let's talk about this weekend. Morning showers on the way. Yes, chances of thunderstorm activity on top of that too. And then afternoon winds. That's going to be the main focus, potentially breaking 50 miles an hour. So pay attention to our weekend forecast. We're going to have a little bit of concern with those passing on through. And then the dip in temperatures. Take a look. 44.